What?
What I mean, honestly, this is why it all comes back to, I think, the low the disrespect, frankly, that Donald Trump has for the I think IQ of the American people. Because
in other words, he thinks we're stupid.
Yes, he thinks we're dumb. Like, you could just say whatever, and we're just going to take you at your word, even though we see all of these people who are associated with Project 2025 that were associated with you. Like, do we have the little graphic? Because we don't have the graphic right now, but you know.
They know it by heart. They've seen it.
You
there
know
you go.
It by heart. Here we go. Come on now. We didn't even have it in the thing, but we done put it up so much it was just ready to go. Look, Ken Cuccinelli, he was a DHS official under Trump. My bestie, Gene Hamilton, Rick Dearborn.
Yeah,
Rick Dearborn was on. I mean, Ben Carson, who's been running around America with Donald Trump. Like, come on.
You can't escape that. I mean, look, no one believes the lie and the fantasy that somehow this effort, which I know began back in the day when my friend Kay Cole James was running Heritage, and there was some real consternation about what this would turn out to be and the direction it was headed. And here we are. You can't deny this has not been a short-term thing. Oh, we just thought about this and came up with it, and nobody in Trump world knows anything about it. Everybody in Trump world had their hand in it and have played a role in fashioning this for a second Trump term. So don't look me in the face and tell me that that's not the case. And you know, now they're backstroking. This backstroke till the cows come home, baby. But you own this.
But there was something interesting I thought that Bob said, which was that Donald Trump has not distanced himself from a single policy, right? It's not that he said,
this is true.
No, I promise that I am not going to fire 50,000 government employees. No, I don't want to gut the Department of Education. He's being specifically unspecific, which is what he always does, right?
Yes.
So then you can sort of transpose whatever you want into the void.
I mean, Alicia, you make a good point. He not only is being specifically unspecific when Donald Trump did his chit-chat with Elon Musk, that when it finally got started, he endorsed gutting the Department of Education, saying we need to get rid of it. So he talked about a number of things that are, in fact, within that 900-page document in Project 2025. So I really think people need to take this seriously, because this is what they're going to do if they get reelected.
One of the best, there are a lot of good parts to the story that's come out, but I think probably some of the more damning good parts are these videos. Now the training videos.
Oh my goodness!
So now we kind of see the behind the curtain, the preparation and the thinking, and how they wanted to approach this effort, and it really does tie in this narrative that this is the baseline, the foundation. To exactly what you were just saying, Simone, upending the Department of Education, renaming the Department of Health and Human Services the Department of Life. Who the hell knows what that means?
Denying women the care they need, if that care is an abortion or anything else.
But hey,
they don't think we should have.
But it does more than just that, right? So there are other aspects in that department that, rebranding it does what? So you have all these questions that they only know the answer to, and those training videos gives you some peek behind the curtain to the thinking to what those answers are for this country.
Well, in addition to these policies not being normal, I also want to be clear, this is not what a normal transition looks like, right? A normal transition, you win an election, you stand something up very quickly, you may have a sense of where you want to go to things. It is not a multi-year commitment with hundreds of thousands of dollars spent and this many people staffed in advance.
Yeah, and to be clear, normally a transition is funded by the United States government. And so right now, Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, the vice president, they have access to the transition, and they should be standing up transition teams, and those teams should be liaisoning with their potential counterparts in the government so that whomever wins is ready to do more of a deep dive post-November. But that's too much like right.
But when your goal is to deconstruct the government, transition, well, there is no transition. We're taking it all down. So there you are.
All right, you're going to want to grab a shot of espresso.